Salam sejahtera and hi, my name is Beatrice Anak Beba. My student ID is 2020472998. I'm from 80105A. Now, I would like to present about interpersonal communication. Let's start. Style of effective listening. That is the topic that I will talk about in this presentation. So basically, there are 4 styles of effective listening, which include empathic listening, polite listening, critical listening, and active listening. The first one is empathic listening, in which we need to listen with some degree of empathy during a conversation. We have to understand what a person means and what a person is feeling. In the other word, we have to see the word as they see it, so that we can know how do the person feel. For example, when you have a friend that's stressed and down, as an empathic listener, you will let your friend to confess everything she or he feel so that you can understand his or her feeling. After that, you will provide some advices or solutions toward the thing that made his or her down. Empathic listening will also help in enhance our relationships with other person. The second one is polite listening. How to be a polite listener? One of the way is avoid interrupting the speaker. We have to avoid trying to take over the speaker's turn, and as well as avoid changing the topic. If you have something that required to be speak out, then you should wait until he or she finishes. Because when you are talking during the speaker is talking, you will not really listen to the speaker. The third one is critical listening. We have to keep an open mind to be a critical listener. Avoid prejudging and delay judgments. That means we have to listen carefully until the end of the stories by a person before we jump into a conclusion. Next, we have to recognize our own biases, because the tendency to integrate and interpret what you hear or think is according to our own biases, prejudices, and expectations. For example, you will easily slander other people that already have negative perception on your mind. To avoid that, we should not interpret others without thinking. Besides, we have to focus on both verbal and non-verbal messages during a conversation. We have to asking questions when in a doubt. At the same time, we need to pay attention to what he or she reply and the way he or she reply. For example, most of dishonest people will not make an eye contact and having a trembling hands while talking. Last but not least is active listening. How to be an active listener? The first thing that required is paraphrase the speaker's meaning. Meaning to say, we have to state in our own words about what we think the speaker means and feels. By that way, we can show interest in the speaker. For example, if you want to confirm about your understanding toward a particular topic, you may do paraphrase the speaker's meaning. Lastly, we have to ask questions. It is because asking questions could strengthen understanding toward the topic. Meaning to say, your intention want to know further toward something related to the topic is increasing. For example, students that asking questions during lecture session is an active listener. I think that's all from me. Thank you.